I've been getting ready extremely hard for this moment. I've trained extremely hard, and now we're ready. You know, now we're coming with all energy, not like this pussy right here. Peace and love. What was all that that you were talking about back then? Look, now this guy's nervous. I'm gonna beat the out of you, and I hope you don't have no excuses, because you look scared as right now. To be honest, you can smile, you do all you want, but watch. When you step into that ring this Saturday, that's El Monstro's world, and you're gonna see exactly what the I'm made of.
Is that dog or monster? What the hell? Is that dog or monster? What do you mean, bro? I mean, this name, the monster, is bullshit.
David Benavidez claims he will break David Morrell's face, showing he's more focused on making a statement than just winning the fight. Benavidez recently gave an intense interview ahead of the emphasizing how much personal motivation he has heading into the matchup with Morrell. He has been critical of the Cuban fighter, accusing him of talking too much and making bold claims for Benavidez.
I don't like anybody who I fight, you know, and it just takes a little bit of trash talk to really get me set off. But he's been talking a lot. He's been calling me out for 2 years, you know what I mean? So it's basically, you know what I mean? I'm gonna shut this guy up.
This fight represents more than just a typical contest in the ring. It's a chance to silence his opponent and prove his dominance in the division. He's eager to show the world his ability to execute his plan, saying that he will do whatever it takes to break Morrell's face. On the other hand, Jaron Boots Ennis sees the bout as a close one.
No, I'm not. I'm a professional. I've been doing this. I've been professional 11 years. You know what I mean? I have way more experience. The fight that did let my emotions get to me was Caleb Plant, but you know, you learn from the experience, and I intend to use my experience to the best of my advantage. This fight, we're gonna do different stuff. We're gonna be throwing combinations off the bat, and as soon as I let my combinations go, you see that the best David Benavidez gets seen. So I'm not looking for one shot. Like I said, I'm gonna punish this dude, and I'm gonna punish him on every angle. Body shots, head shots, you know, uppercuts, whatever it is. I'm
describing it as a 50-50 or possibly even 60-40 matchup in favor of Benavidez. Ennis believes that the animosity between the two will lead to a fast-paced, explosive encounter, while Ennis respects Morrell's skill set and acknowledges that the Cuban fighter is a great talent. He gives Benavidez the edge due to his superior experience in high-profile bouts. The combination of Benz's ability to handle...
I still think Morrell still needs a little bit more seasoning, to be honest with you. I wasn't too fond of his last fight.
Part of
I really was.
Benavidez. Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't too fond. You know, Benavidez can do a little bit of everything. We only see him as being a pressure type of assassin type of guy, you know, throwing quick combinations and really, you know, just stepping on the gas and squashing guys. But you know, he can move and box if he wants to as well. You know, he can. I've seen him. You know, so he has that degree. So he can do a little bit of everything in there, which makes me believe that, you know, Morrell's gonna struggle against that, man. Morrell, he likes guys that are, you know, pretty much stationary, man. In my opinion,
pressure and his unrelenting attack make him a tough opponent for Morrell, who is yet to face a fighter of his caliber. Hearn also weighed in, praising Benavidez for taking on such a tough challenge. Hearn pointed out that Morrell is highly ranked among the best in the sport, and that Benavidez didn't have to take this fight yet. He chose to anyway.
He fought Andrade, he fought Caleb Plant. Those are tough guys, man, and he beat them. And Morrell, you know, he's extremely talented. He's got a lot of amateur experience, but I still feel like, and I think he kind of showed it in that last fight where he needs that pro experience. He needs a tricky, cagey guy to take him some rounds, because he got a little frustrated there, you know, in that last fight. So I still feel...
According to Hearn, reflects Benz's confidence and his commitment to delivering exciting matchups for boxing fans. Hearn believes that Benz's decision is a brave one, and he hopes other fighters will follow his example and take on challenging opponents. Instead of shying away from them, Tim Bradley believes that Benavidez holds a distinct advantage over Morrell. Mainly due to his experience, Bradley was not impressed by Morrell's last performance, which he felt exposed the Cuban lack of seasoning when...
It's against Benavidez. It really is. It's a cracker. It's a cracker. It's a fantastic fight. Two of the best upcoming fighters. I think you could say 2 fighters that could be making a case for them being one of the big stars, one of the big faces of boxing this year, next year, and for a few years to come. So an awful lot on the line, a big responsibility on both of their shoulders. But stylistically, I think this gels, and it won't take long for this to really catch fire.
Faced with a tough challenge, according to Bradley Morrell, has yet to face an opponent like Benavidez, who is not only a pressure fighter, but also capable of boxing and adapting his strategy as the fight progresses. Benz's versatility, Bradley believes, will likely overwhelm Morrell, especially in the later rounds when the fight becomes more grueling. Benz's ability...
You know, I think it's like 50-50 or 60-40. You know, it's a great fight. You know, I think, you know, it's going to be a barn burner from the rip. You know, I see it, they don't like each other or nothing, so I mean, we might get a war from round 1 to whenever it ends.
60-40 whose way?
I say Benavidez.
Experience?
Yeah, it's an experience, but Morrell nice. I like Morrell. You know, great fighter. You know, but I think you gotta get an edge to Benavidez.
To both pressure and box will, in Bradley's opinion, make it difficult for Morrell to sustain his momentum throughout the fight. Jess Ramos also feels that Benavidez has the upper hand in terms of experience. Ramos acknowledged Morrell's exceptional talent and impressive amateur background, but emphasized...
Yeah, listen, I'll give massive props to Benavidez because I've rated Morrell very highly for a long time. In Los Angeles, I got to watch him up close, and I really wasn't impressed with what I saw, but I just think he had an off night. He's a very good fighter, and Benavidez really doesn't need to be taking that fight, but he is. So listen, big respect to David Benavidez. That's a great fight, and we want to see great fights. I hope there's more fighters like David Benavidez that said, no, I'll back myself. I don't give a fuck about Morrell. I know everyone rates him and he's this Cuban killer. I'll beat him. Get me in with him. Fair play. Well done, David.
The Cuban fighter still lacks the experience of facing top-tier opposition. In professional boxing, Benavidez, with his notable victories over fighters like Andre Dirrell and Caley Plant, has faced a variety of challenges in the ring, giving him invaluable experience that Morrell has yet to accumulate. Ramos believes that while Morrell will come out...
Fight that's going to probably in danger of going under the radar, but what a good fight. If you don't know David Morrell is, go and watch him on YouTube. Very, very good fighter. Having said that, both fighters, for me, the best performance has been at super middleweight. Morrell at super middleweight, unbelievable.
Strong. He may struggle in the later rounds as the fight gets tougher. The physical and mental endurance required in longer, more punishing bouts could be a determining factor in Benz's favor, as Ramos sees him wearing down Morrell. Over time, Fraser Clark also expressed his excitement for the fight and noted that, although he has yet to start training himself, he's considering...
I anticipated this to be a very 50-50 kind of fight. I expected somebody's going to hit the canvas, and it probably might be early, and the other person might get hurt in the fight. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs, ebbs and flows in this particular fight because both guys really, really want it. Bad, and wanted to make a big statement. It's going to be a lot of trash talking with the build-up. So this is one of those kind of fights that the fans will actually win.
Attending the event, Clark, who has seen Benitez trained firsthand through connections in the boxing world, is a firm believer in the Mexican-American fighter's abilities while he respects both fighters. Clark is confident that Benavidez has the edge, citing his impressive skill set and overall potential. Shane McGann also weighed in on the fight, praising Morrell for his rapid rise in boxing.
I'm very impressed with David Morrell, but he kind of relies on his forcefulness, his strength, his size. I mean, he's way too big to be fighting 68 pounds. I've been around. He's a big guy, you know. So I'm very, very impressed with him. But a lot of the guys he's been fighting are so much smaller than he is where he doesn't have to go into his bag of tricks and rely on other things like his IQ and things like that. And I'm not saying he doesn't have it, but I haven't seen it yet.
And his talent in the ring, McGann believes that Morrell's boxing IQ and skill set make him an exciting fighter to watch. However, he noted that Benavidez is a tough challenge known for his high work rate, aggressive pace, and ability to throw multiple combinations. McGann thinks Benz's relentless pressure will eventually break Morrell down. Even
only a few special fighters have, you know, guys like Lomachenko, Rigondeaux, you know, who else? There's been a few, but a handful of guys that could win a title in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights, which he did. So, hey, don't forget, I know people don't give him enough respect, but he really should get it. I can't help but say it. I like people getting respect than they should. I really do. Leon Spinks, you know, he beat Ali. After what, 9 fights, whatever it was.
Even if Morrell is able to land some clean punches early in the fight, McGann believes that Benz's superior grit and tenacity will be the deciding factor when the fight reaches the later rounds. Carl Frampton also expressed his belief that this fight represents an exciting matchup that could have a significant impact on the sport of boxing. Frampton has a great
the Canelo fight, you know, they're right in line for the winner of Bivol and Benavidez, and what do? They just sit around and, you know, twiddle their thumbs, or sit around and fight a soft touch? No, they take this. So I'm chomping at the bit. I'm really curious for that.
Deal of respect for both fighters, but he sees Benitez as the more likely winner with so much talent on display in this fight. Frampton believes that Benz's skill and experience will ultimately give him the edge, making it difficult for Morrell to secure the victory. Great fight as well. Really, really good fight. It's great to see us, isn't it? But I mean, boxing's FL at the but I really, really rip Benavidez. Hard to look past.
David Morrell is really good. He's really, really good. Yeah, he's good. I can't even. He's good. You know?
You're kind of giving me a face like you don't know who wins that fight.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh.
Because David Morrell is big too. He's big for super middleweight too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's big. He can punch. He's slick. Real got that Cuban style. What he Cuban?
Yeah.
Like real slick.
But offensive with it.
Offensive with it, and those styles are tough for anybody to fight. Even
the Mexican monster.
Asked him, not one for me. Darren Barker noted that this fight presents a huge opportunity for Morrell to prove himself on the big stage. Morrell, who has already been highly touted in the boxing world, has yet to face a challenge like Benavidez, and this fight could be the moment that defines his career. Barker sees the fight as a classic matchup.
What's his acid test? I know he stepped up very, very quickly. But Benavidez is someone that fights at pace, throws combinations in your face, can take a shot, he can dig. That slick Cuban style, like he's going to suffocate that. He's going to suffocate him. Whether he'll be, you know, he'll get pinged about for a few rounds, but I think he'll prevail and get to him. But I'm excited about it. I just think maybe there's a bit more dog in
between two fighters with a potential to become superstars in the sport. He believes that there is a lot on the line, and the outcome of the fight could be a defining moment for both men.